So today, I'm really going to be focusing on creating a classic or contemporary classic look from Vidal Sassoon, which is called the Disheveled Elegance. So I will be taking you through step by step about everything that will, on how to create this. Now, for the essence of time, I actually already had cut more of like a slight A-line bob feel first, just to really kind of like save on timing and everything, because I'm going to be really focusing on the actual internal technique, which will be consisting of the layering. So this is a great look for the salon, where you can also dress it a bit wavy, works great for curly hair or straight hair. So yeah, so let me take you through this. So I am working on a pivot point mannequin, which I colored myself. So I'm really pleased with the results. So please just give us a thumbs up in the comment section if you can hear me okay. Now I'm going to be starting this haircut working with vertical sections going straight down, and I'll be doing that in the back area. Now each section will consist of a slight bit of over direction. Now, not towards the middle, but just straight towards the back. So, now I will be focusing on working with vertical sections, because vertical sections, that's what we use in layering. So I'm going to be dropping the perimeter shape, working just above the occipital bone area, working over my fingers, keeping my elbow up, and creating a strong square shape. So really really focusing on the precision and so forth. Now my next section is just going to go right next to it, and I will be having a slight bit of over direction just to the previous section. So it's great to be here on Hairbrained. Absolutely loving doing these free live video tutorials to be able to help others. So I am based here at the moment, I'm based here in Edinburgh, Scotland. And so unfortunately tonight I have to film this myself. So, I'm absolutely just thrilled to be back here. So I tend to do, I'm a regular educator here at Hairbrained. So I tend to do, at least twice a month or sometimes 3 times a month, live video tutorials. Because I absolutely love, I get a chance to cut hair, which is amazing. And it's just great to be able to share knowledge with others. And this is what this platform is about. So now I'm going to continue. Working over my fingers, making sure that if you notice, I'm actually increasing my elevation here. It's because if I keep it too low, it's going to end up like a weight line. So I just want to give a big shout out to everyone commenting in the comment section. So NYNY, hello, a big hello to I believe Kenny. He was a big shout out there to Kenny. He's been a regular watching these videos. So, but tonight as well, you're gonna see me. This is the first for Hairbrained here that will be using a brand called 9 Yards, and this is a Swedish brand that's sustainable, vegan, and so we're going to be showcasing using these styling products on my model tonight. So I'm really excited. I love using the products, and yeah. So I'm going to continue with the haircut, continuing the shape here. Going over. I want to just go back. Just want to see my guide again. Here we go. There we go. Just so I can see the shape here. Yeah. I still need to check my overall length. Like I said, once again, I had already pre-cut the more of like a slight A-line bob length. just to kind of save myself on timing. So I'm now going to be going, still using vertical sections. The reason why I'm using vertical sections is to reduce the weight. So, but please let me know if you have any questions in the comments section, please. Also, I'm getting very excited that, you know, myself being an educator, so I'm a freelance educator. I'm also coming out with my new online course, which is coming out in June. So if you can check out the waiting list that we have, there'll be a link coming up. And so, yeah, so I'm very excited. It's going to be both men and women. It's going to be creative as well. So, yeah, so I'm very excited. So it's over, it's about 10 to 12 hours of video footage as well. And it's absolutely brilliant. So I'm so excited about this. But if you sign up to the waiting list, you'll be eligible for an early bird discount. So, and yeah, and there might be slight rumors that I might be at the Hairbrain Hair Fest in September as well in America. So yeah, so you'll be able to see myself on stage. Yeah, so I'm very excited. A lot of big things are happening this year. So, but now if you see here, I'm going to really over direct this back, making sure, like I said, this is one of my, I'd have to say it's like one of my all-time favorite type of looks to do, especially in the salon. But when I'm going to be very honest with you, when I was training at Vidal Sassoon back in New York, where I'm from, it was one of the haircuts that took me the longest time to pass my assessment. And I don't know, I just could not get it. It was just one of those haircuts, even though I just couldn't get it. And even though how many times I watched the video, how many times I practiced my models, it was one of those things. I just could not get it. So I'm now going to be doing the same thing on the opposite side. So my body position, I'm still going to be standing on the left side here because I'm right-handed. I'm just continuing this upwards. And just kind of like I'm pulling the hair down just to really assess the shape. See how that's folding. Once again, I will be going back over the overall hairline when the hair's all dry. And I'm going to really perfect that perimeter shape. So, but if you have any questions, please feel free or let us know in the comment section where you're watching from. And I'll give you a bit of a shout out. And also for anybody watching from Europe, I can also put in the comment section a discount code for the Pivot Point mannequins in Europe. So if you like to purchase any for practicing or for teaching, you can also get a 20% discount. So, which is absolutely brilliant. So I'm going to continue still working with vertical sections. Why? Because I want to reduce the weight. And continue over directing this back. Making sure of my tension. And, you know, just combing it down to overall assess the shape. Okay. So, it's great to see so many people watching. So, a big shout out to everyone. So, with this, I'm now going to be continuing this to the side. Then, I'm going to be showing you how I do the over direction in the back. Like I said, I'm working over my fingers because I want to keep a nice flat shape. So I'm very excited to be able to be here tonight. Well, for me, it's a nighttime, but I know it's afternoon for Americans. So I'm originally from my background. I'm originally from America. I'm originally from New York, and my family still live You know, my aunts and uncles still live in New York, but my mom lives in and my sister live in South Carolina. So yeah, and my brother lives in Pennsylvania. So hopefully I'll be able to see them when I go in September back to America. So yeah. So please let me know in the comments section if you will be going to the Hair Fest, the big hair show in Palm Springs. I'm really excited about it because I just want to learn so much from everyone. So, you know, I also want to see my idols as well. You know, Lupe Voss. You know, with her color brands and everything. So yeah. Okay, so the back is completed. So like I said, really kind of just focusing. Now I'm just going to do a slight cross check. Now because since I over directed everything back, when I check it, it's going to be like a wall or like a brick wall. So I want to make sure that when I check, if I'm checking it through my finger, like inside my fingers, I want to keep my elbow to my rib cage because that's going to help keep me square. And also making sure that I'm keeping myself balanced as well. So and when I cross-check, just want to take tiny bits off. But please let me know if you have any questions in the comment section. You know, please let me know. I am trying my best to... Well, question is, see, that's one of the things, I think, that's a great question, Kenny. Do I prefer to over-direct to the previous or my previous sections or to myself? Now, what will happen is we will naturally have a tendency want to pull the hair to ourselves. Why? So we can see what we're doing. So that's actually quite natural. For myself, when we direct the hair, I mean, it would really depend. So on how much of over direction you would like to do. So ideally, so for example, when I'll be taking vertical sections here on the sides. Now I do want to be able to over direct each section. I will be over directing it back. Now, so my body positioning I'll be standing here. So I will naturally be over directing it back to myself. So if I'm standing here and trying to pull back, it's going to be a little bit difficult. So my body position in this case, I would like to over direct this back to where I'm standing. So I think that it's just more of like, it's not so much a preference, Kenny. It's more of like understanding, you know, what technique I'm doing, or, you know, with the over direction. Now, over direction as well is really important when we understand different type of hair types or hair densities. So, for example, with hair densities, if the hair is very, very thick, you know, on how much we over direct back, that would really affect the overall shape or the heaviness of the hair. So by taking vertical sections here, I would still want to reduce the weight and flatten down the shape here. Now if you see here, I'm picking this up a little bit higher here, dropping out that hairline. Now the reason why I need to really drop it out is because the hairline, even though it starts down here, it then goes up by the ear. So instead of just pulling it straight out, there'll end up being a hole. I need to pull it up, and that's how I compensate for the ear or the hairline area. So I'm going to continue back, going up. Now I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to continue all the way towards the front. So this is like, for me, like such a very salon friendly type of look that, you know, you can create. Especially you can also work on straight hair, wavy hair. You can wave it, or the natural texture. So you actually have a lot of different options here. You can also put a fringe. And this is also quite good if you have a guest or a client that wants to be able to pull the hair back. You know, sometimes back in a little ponytail. So, you know, because and how much you over direct back. Okay. So you can see I'm maintaining as much length as possible. Because I still, like, I'm imagining that my guest has like a nice swinging bob shape that she could swing around, and it's still a little bit longer in the front, that she has the option to either tuck behind the ear or pull back. Now, normally I would then do the opposite side. But for the, you know, for the demonstration purposes, and also so you can see this, the same thing twice, I'm going to finish what I'm going to do on the top. Now with the top, I will be taking sections across the head like so. Now when I take those sections, I will need to make sure by pulling the hair up and back. Now I'm getting my guide from underneath, from my previous section in the back. Let me just continue this one more time and take that a little bit shorter there. Okay, now I'm going to continue. So my sections are going across the head like so, and I'm working with elevation. So I will be showing you from a side view as well, or profile view in a moment. Okay, so just so, I want to make sure you guys can see what I'm doing. I am filming this myself, I do apologize. My lovely camera lady is not with me today. She's working, so. Yeah, here we go. So I'm going to continue. Now let me show you from a profile view. So I'm on the top panel here. So making sure I'm pulling the hair back and up. Back and up. You can see it's going to be a great way to control the shape. You know, like I said, especially if you have hair that likes to flick out. Like I said, and this will continue going all the way forward to the fringe area or to the front hairline. Okay, so you can see I'm increasing my elevation even when I'm over directing back. Now by doing that, I can still maintain length, but every time we increase the elevation, every time the elevation is high, you'll be reducing the weight. So, or it won't be as heavy. So, for example, now if I'm going to repeat, I'm just repeating the same procedure. Now, for example, if I pull the hair and I pull back, I elevate back, but I'm keeping it down here, that means when it falls, it's going to be a bit more heavy. So that might be suitable for more finer densities of hair. But in this case, I still want to keep there we go. Keep that control. And that's my final section. Once again, so this is a contemporary classic haircut from Vidal Sassoon, and it's called Disheveled Elegance, and it was a very versatile, salon-friendly look, which is great for straight, wavy, you know, thick hair, of course, medium density, and it was absolutely brilliant. But for some reason, when I was doing my apprenticeship with them in New York, it was one of those haircuts that just took me forever. I think I was annoying my manager at the time, because it was just like, I kept on saying to her, can I watch the video? And she's like, listen, Sid, you know, what's going on? You know, how come you're not getting it? Blah, blah, blah. You know, you've been watching the video over and over, and I wasn't passing my assessments. So, yeah. But I think that's why it's kind of nice, like, for myself to, like, remind myself about that. But yeah, you can kind of see the way the hair is falling when the hair is even wet after it's been cut. So I'm really, really digging this right now. So let me proceed. I'm going to do the same thing on the opposite side. But if you have any questions, please put them in the comment section. That'd be brilliant. My name is Sid, and I'm very grateful to be here. And, you know, I'm very grateful to be able to be here with Hairbrained. I am a regular educator here. I'm kind of the one that, like, you know, fills in the gaps. You know, I always do live videos. I do a couple a month. And I try and do as many as possible just to, you know, I have so much respect for Hairbrained, you know, Gerard and Randy and the girls. So, you know, it's absolutely brilliant. So I actually love being part of this part of this team here. So even though I live in Scotland. Okay, so I'm now, just for anyone joining us, I am now on the sides. I will be taking vertical sections, and I will be over directing it back here. Okay, now, so we got Pakistan, hello, and we got Rana. Yes, I just recently went to a Pakistani wedding, and it was absolutely brilliant. So actually had the most amazing time. So big love to Pakistan. So now in this case, what I'm going to be doing. So if I'm going to be honest with you, I'm going to be standing here, and also so you guys can see my over direction. So just push this away, pulling this back, using my guide in the back. Once again, I will be continuing taking vertical sections. Here we go. I'm going to continue. Now, I'm going to also be talking about why I have to change things up with my side parting. So we also have South Africa. Oh, brilliant. I haven't been to South Africa yet. I would love to go. You know, this month I'm going to, I'll be in England, and also in a week's time I go to Norway for education. You know, we're going to, I got America in September. I got Bulgaria. I got Norway again. So yeah, so a lot of different places this year still with training and education. So absolutely brilliant. And also I have a nice big announcement to make later on, in June as well, which is absolutely amazing. So, okay, so like I said, just for anyone joining us, so this is my interpretation of a contemporary classic Sassoon haircut called the Disheveled Elegance. For the essence of time, I actually created the one length first. So I had to do a one length trim. So a bit more of like an A-line shape, or shorter in the back to longer in the front. Then I worked with vertical sections in the back, making sure I was keeping a very, very flat shape. Then on the sides, I'm working vertical sections, pulling the hair back, but still cutting it flat as well. Now on the top, so I have this panel here. It's about like, I don't know, like 2 inches or so on the top. Well, it's basically where from the top here to right to the parietal ridge where the head tends to round off. Now, what I'm doing is, so I will be taking sections across the head, but I will be lifting it up. So I need to raise this on up a little bit here. Now, I will continue this all the way forward. Now, once again, I will be slowly over-directing it back to maintain length towards the front. I'm going to continue. Like I said, pulling this all the way back. There we go. And I think that's the thing is, it's just, you know, continuing this, pulling, you know, like I said, you know, I'm over directing this back, maintaining the length towards the front. So this is perfect for your guest or your client that really, you know, wants the option of pulling the hair back, possibly maybe into a little small ponytail, or as well tucking it behind the ear. So, you know, it's really thinking about, you know, what your client's requirements are, you know, because the one thing is we really have to focus on the most important person inside the hair salon. Unfortunately, it's not yourself, it is the returning client. Right? We want these clients coming back to us, you know. When these clients come back to us, that means, you know, we can make money, we can actually have our lifestyle, our living, you know, it helps pay the rent and so forth. So it's absolutely brilliant. So I really like to focus on the returning client, you know, making sure that, you know, we can talk to them about any type of color services, any type of take home products as well, because it should come from the professional, you know, not just shopping online. You know, we want to give the professional advice and to recommend. It's like going to the doctors, you know, it's like if they give you a prescription, you know, because you have to take this medicine, you don't go try and find it a little bit cheaper, maybe online or something. You know, it's, you know, really taking the professional advice. So basically, the foundation of the haircut's completed. I'm now going to be going into prepping the hair for the blow dry, because I'm going to keep it quite simple because I still have to check everything. So I will be doing my cross-checking and also checking the perimeter shape and the personalization, where I can then soften it if I need to. So the products I'm going to be using. So I will be using a product, right? Now this is called Hair Down, which is an anti-frizz cream from a brand from Sweden called 9 Yards. Now, this is absolutely brilliant. So it's not heavy, they're not heavy products. Now, with this, it's about the size of like, sorry if I'm going to talk American, I think it's like less than a quarter. Sorry, I'm trying to think about sizes. So it's less than a quarter, like a coin size amount. So just to show you. And now there's a reason why I'm putting a cream-based product in first, because I will be putting a water-based spray product afterwards. Now, I'm now going to be using, it's called Easy Life, which is a heat protecting spray. Now, since this is basically a water, you know, based product, now I put a cream-based product in first. Now I'm using a water-based product because this will help protect this color, but also protect, you know, from the heat and so forth, but also this is a great product to really help spread that cream product throughout the hair. So that's why I put a cream-based product first and then like a water-based product. Hopefully that makes sense. I do apologize if it doesn't. So, but yeah. But I think the key thing is right now I'm really making sure that I really want to make sure that this, this blow dry, one is going to be perfect, but I'm not going to be doing like a big bouncy blow dry or anything. I want something a bit more sleeker. It's just because I really want to be able to check my haircut. So that is really important. So, okay. So the first brush I'm going to be using, now this is called a vest brush, which is kind of like a Denman style or a flat brush, but it has a slight bevel to it. Now this one's made out of ceramic, and so first I'm going to be doing something called a wrap dry. Now this is a great way to really get rid of a lot of the excess water out of the hair and really give plenty of movement to the hair. Then the other brushes, now it comes in this is a 7 row and this is a 9 row, so this one's a bit smaller. So I'll use that for the short hair down at the bottom. Now, for a finishing brush, you'll see that it's kind of like, this one's like more of like a Mason Pearson, and this one's brilliant. So it's bristle, but it's it's like a half round brush. And this would be used just for the tiny bits, just to give that extra tension and more of a polished finish. So making sure, I want to make sure I give plenty of movement to the hair. And then I will be then checking, I'll probably have to just quickly run the irons through the hair just to polish it off. And then you'll see the way I'm going to really refine and just polish it off with a little hairspray at the end just to really be able to check the finish. But thank you very much everyone for watching this tutorial. I'm very grateful. I know it's in the afternoon in America, but for different parts of the world, different times, it's absolutely great that there's always education here on this platform for hairdryers. My name is Sid Sato, and there isn't a link for our waiting list for my new, it's both men and women's creative online cutting course. So it's coming out in June, where you get on the waiting list, where you'll get an early bird discount offer just by joining the waiting list. And this will include, it's going to be about almost about a minimum of 10 hours of footage with live models and mannequins as well. Also doing creative for men and women. Razor cutting as well, and also African Caribbean cutting for afros, and my spoken lectures as well. So yeah, I'm very excited about this new program. So I've been doing hair, I've been in the industry for 35 years now, so it's absolutely great. My background is, I started in New York in barbering. And then I got a chance to be able to work with Vidal Sassoon, doing more like unisex. And so throughout the years, just really pushed myself to learn more. And I do coloring, I do hair cutting, wet shave. I do all aspects of barbering. There we go. You can kind of see the way that's shaped. I'm really just wrap drying it. You'll see I will be doing section by section to help smooth the hairstyle. So moving this around. I want to be able to get plenty of root movement to this. making sure that when I move, I'm also moving my body. When I'm on the right side, the brush is in my right hand, those are in the left. But when I'm on the left side, the brush is in my left hand, and the brush are in my right. So I really be able to switch everything around. So now I'm going to go back the opposite way, move this around, and you'll see, after that, I will be taking sort of section by section. So just to help smooth out the hair, give a slight bevel to the hair, and then if I need to, I can polish it off with the straightening irons, just to really give that like glossy appearance to the hair. So right now, all I'm doing is taking a lot of the water out first. By doing this, it will also save myself time, but also this is something that you client can do themselves at home. I think the colors are looking wonderful. Now I can now take section by section, just to help smooth everything down. Okay. So I'm using the first 2 rows of the brush. The first 2 rows of the brush to get my tension. So this is called leafing the hair. This is a great way. Sorry, the tripod moving. Moving this here. And the shine it has from the product is absolutely brilliant. Like I said, at this point here, if I need to, I can switch. I can switch to my half round brush here, as you see with the bristles and everything. Continue, and then I'll switch to my smaller brush when I get towards in the back with the shorter hair. So if you have any questions, please let me know. I think it's looking brilliant so far. Like I said, this is a classic hairstyle that when I was training at Vidal Sassoon, I found it so hard. But now it's like, when I was working in the salons, it was something, this is a great hairstyle that is so versatile that I would use with so many of the clients. So like I said, I will be refining the overall length after it's all dry. So, thank you everyone for who's watching. So please check out the link in the comments section, and also if there's anyone in Europe watching, I will post the discount code for Pivot Point mannequins in the comments section as well. This could be used in Europe. So yeah, unfortunately, it's not for the Americans. Unfortunately, I do apologize. So, I'm based in Edinburgh, Scotland, so. Take this out. So I'm just going to use back to my vest brush, just to give it a little bit more lift. And then, you'll see, and it's moving this around. You can kind of see the shape. So let me know if it's looking okay for you guys. I don't have a mirror in front of me. I'm looking through the camera, but sometimes it's not the same, even though when I have my glasses on. I'm still starting to see sometimes. So you can see I'm just lifting it a little bit here. Just want some natural body in the hair. There we go. Now, I'm going to do the same thing on the opposite side. Now, I don't think you would notice what I'm doing is I'm taking diagonal sections when I take my sections for working with the hair here. So the reason why I'm taking diagonal sections is because I'll have tendency to get more tension in the hair when I'm blow drying. That's what works for me. You know, it may not work for you, but it works for myself. So, and then I will just polish everything off with the actual straightening irons, just to give that. I just want that perfect finish to be able to check my hair back. So. Continue. Yeah, you can see, it's just like, it honestly, this type of hairstyle, it's so suitable for a lot of your clients inside the hair salon. And also, if you choose to wave this at the end, it's going to work brilliant as well. So it works great on curly hair, straight hair, wavy hair, thick hair, medium density. So it's a very versatile look. And I used to do this all the time in the hair salon. Because especially, like I said, when I was at Sassoon as a trainee, I don't know, I just found this one so difficult. It brought back memories when I was trying to decide what I wanted to do tonight. Now, I'm now going to be going to the back here with the blow dry. I just want to smooth that out. So I'm now going to be taking a smaller vest brush. So this is something called a 7-way. Now what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to slightly tilt it forward, just so I can get, and I will be sectioning off the hair. So I want to get that a little bit more smoother. There we go. I will be going back over the outline, the perimeter, when it's all done. When it's all, I want to get this looking perfect here with the blow dry first. The reason why is so I'm able to check my haircut. So that's give me a touch. Now I'm just going to be turning my irons on for a moment. Now for that added heat protection, I'm going to be putting that Easy Life, which is the heat protector, and this is from the brand called 9 Yards. Now I just, because of the color, you know, I really don't want the color to fade or anything, especially on live TV or live video. So I want to just put a couple squirts over, just for that added heat protection. Now also what's going to happen is I'm now going to be switching to a wide tooth comb. So when I use it, because I don't want to create any static in the hair when I'm ironing it. That's why I'm not using the fine side of my cutting comb. Okay, here we go. So I'm just going through the hair, just more at the ends, just for the bevel. Just to really polish this up. I will be going over the perimeter shape. But if you have any questions, please feel free to put them into the comment section. I am filming this myself. My lovely camera lady, she is off tonight, so I am filming this myself. But don't worry, I am checking the comment section if you have any questions. Once again, I have put the link for our new online cutting course, which is going to be creative. That's coming out in June. And that is, you know, that's going to be most likely, it's almost like 12 hours of footage now. I think it's going to be such a large amount of footage. And, but also that's, you know, once you purchase it, it's yours to keep. And also it's going to consist of also downloadable material, but also such as, you know, training folders, head sheets, and so forth. But also what's great about this is that, you know, you could join our community page where, you know, if you have any questions or anything, and then you'll just have complete access, you know, to discounts on equipment, discounts, you know, on other additional courses in the future, and so forth. And the creative concept is also based on both men and women as well. So that'll be coming out in June. So, but if you join our waiting list, you'll get an early bird discount offer, which is great. So now I'm just going to be doing the same thing on the opposite side. Smoothing this down. Then you're going to see me do the refining of the haircut. Thank you very much for all that have been watching. My name is Sid Satong, and I'm here. I'm based in Edinburgh, Scotland. So hopefully you might see me at the Hairbrained Hair Fest in September. So it's going to be an amazing event in Palm Springs, I believe. I believe that's California. And yeah, so there's a good chance I might be there. So, and we'd love to see everyone there. So, okay, I'm just smoothing this out here. Just a little bit more. And then we're going to go into the actual refinement of the haircut. I think it's looking pretty good here. I'm quite pleased so far. But I like, you know, I mean, I love all different type of textures of hair, from African Caribbean to curly, so type 3. You know, like actually, because I was just in Newcastle, was it yesterday, and I was teaching to the it's like cosmetology school, the college, and I was teaching to the learners hair type 4, which is African Caribbean, and it was absolutely brilliant. You know, such a great, you know, such enthusiastic students, and you know, really great to be able to, you know, share knowledge with them, and, you know, from demonstrations, and yeah, and also spoken lectures. So it's been great. It was, I have to say, it was one of my favorite classes I've had in a long time. I left there, I couldn't wait to call my partner and tell her on how much fun I had there. It was absolutely brilliant. Such inspiring students. I'm just going to do a tiny bit more right there, and then we can get started. Okay, here we go. So that's looking pretty good there. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to keep a no crease clip there, just want to keep it there for a moment. Now, a little trick sometimes that I like to do is that I'm just going to be taking just a touch of the hairspray. It's a very light hold, you know, or it depends on how much you use. So just doing a light hold of the hairspray. The reason why is because I really want to be able to kind of like, when I'm still doing the haircut, I don't want to create too much frizz or anything. So I'm just doing that as more of like a light hold. So first I'm going to go through the internal area of the haircut. So going back over, using the wide end of my cutting comb. And I'm just going to refine everything. You can also as well, with the corners, I'm just going to be also just kind of just chipping away or point cutting away. Still continue with the shape. Just want to really work with perfecting the shape. Going over. Now, I'm going to continue. Pull back and up. Like I said, I will be going over the perimeter at the very end. And that's the finishing touch there. So I'm now just using the point of my scissors because right now I just want to give more of like a softer touch when I'm doing the refinement. So I'm just going back over. Just to help soften. There we go. Making sure I'm doing it the exact same way that I did earlier. So where my body position is. So, okay, let me do the same thing on the opposite side. I'm just gonna put my little clip here. Just don't want to, there we go. Okay, so I'm gonna continue. Still working vertical sections. Same thing on the opposite side. I'm only going about an inch deep there. I don't want to really distort the shape too much. Continue, going up and out. I'm really looking forward to refining the perimeter shape. You know, making sure that I can, make sure that's nice and a bit more smoother and sharper underneath. Like, that's going to be the support of the internal area. So, by going around the perimeter. Still working with over direction back to maintain some length. So when she wants to tuck it behind their ear or pull back into a little ponytail, she can. Okay, so now I'm going to go back over the perimeter here. So I'm going to see if I can raise this up a little bit higher. The reason why, so it's closer to my eye level. And I will be going back to using a little bit of the hairspray, just to be able to control. So I'm using the 9 yards, it's called Shaping Spray. And it's, like I said, it's a Swedish brand. and it's, you know, sustainable, you know, vegan, and all the good stuff. So, and it's just a brand new brand that just came out, and yeah, so we got some big things happening with it. So I'm going to be going back over now, because since the hair is dry, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be using the very tip or pointing my scissors instead of keep on going like that, so I'll end up keep on pushing the hair. Now, I'll do the same thing on the opposite side. And you can also see this, you see the finished result as well on my Instagram page, which is Sid Satong Academy. And that's where we also do, you know, you'll see tutorials and also, you know, pictures of what my students are doing, myself, for all the latest photo shoots that we do as well. So it's, we're quite busy on that page. And you can see our reels. Put a little bit more. Oh yeah, we're getting closer to the end, guys. So I hope you enjoyed tonight's or today's lesson here, or you know, I was able to share with you one of my favorite haircuts from my days at Sassoon, and I was very lucky when I first came to the UK. The gentleman who did the video for this haircut was named called Colin, and when I moved to the UK and I was working at the Advanced Academy for Vidal Sassoon, I was taking his, when he was leaving to move on to photography work, I was taking his slot, and it was such, like, I finally got a chance to meet him, so it was absolutely brilliant. So, yeah. So my version of the contemporary classic haircut called Disheveled Elegance. And I could do some finishing touches. For myself, especially going around the perimeter, I'm just using my Andis trimmers here. So just getting this down. think it's looking quite nice there. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. So I'll just do this on the same thing on the opposite side with the trimmers. For me, especially, you know, in the salon, if you are, this is a great way just to, you know, if you are running a little late like I always do. But I think the color is absolutely amazing as well. Okay. So this is my completed look here, which is called it's a Vidal Sassoon contemporary classic called Disheveled Elegance. So I had already done the pre-cutting where what I did was create a one length bob, which was more like an A-line shape or triangle shape, which is shorter in the back, longer in the front. Then I worked with vertical sections in the back, keep my fingers straight down, elevating it, keeping it nice and flat. Now each section was just brought back. So when I cross-checked it, when I was checking my haircut, you check it nice, and the line is going to be horizontal here. Then when I approached the sides, I worked with vertical sections on the sides, and I pulled back, working with my fingers down. And on the top, I had taken sections across the head like so, but over directing it back and up. Really working with my elevation there. So then I had blow dried. I was using the 9 Yards hair anti-frizz cream and also working with the heat defending spray right here just to really help with the color lock. And then at the end, really just refining it, perfecting it, going over the perimeter, and just using almost like my styling brush here and using the hairspray from 9 Yards just to give shine and hold, and more of a, really just a beautiful finish.